Morning, guys. I'm making a birthday cake for someone this next day or two. Well, today and tomorrow. I'm making a birthday cake for a young lady who wants it for a friend. When you're doing a celebration cake, preparation is everything. So yesterday I did a lot of preparation, and this morning, so I'm just ready now to stack my cake, fill it, crumb coat it, and these are I've got my crumb coat vanilla buttercream over there, and I've coloured what the outside of the cake, the top coat, is going to be. And it's going to be, this is caramel latte. This is a mixture of caramel blush and caramel rose, just to make it that nice dusky pink. I've also added a tiny bit of lilac to it, to cancel out the yellow that's in buttercream naturally, because sometimes pink tends to go a bit peach. So what I do is I add a bit of the whitener, and I add the end of a cocktail stick of lilac, mix that in, and then I start adding my blush and rose. And this one is sage green, and I used caramel eucalyptus for that, and a tiny bit of, I'll show you. For the sage green, I used caramel eucalyptus with a tiny bit of Pro Gel holly green, just to make it a little bit greener than the eucalyptus makes it, because I wanted it to match the balls that I've got. So all my coloured balls that I've got for this cake are all these colours. So I've got a little story for you before I go to my mum's. I'm working on this cake all afternoon. The other day, I was telling somebody that was going to Benidorm, a lady that was telling me she was going to Benidorm. I was telling somebody, because I was telling her to beware and be on her guard, because there's a lot of pickpockets and thieves in Benidorm. And how I found this out was, I was in Benidorm with a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine. We were best friends, and it was about, I'd say about 15 years ago now, and we'd gone away together, and we used to always have some real good fun, me and Carol. We were in Benidorm, we were staying in a beautiful hotel. We'd been for a walk, and because we knew about thieves and pickpockets and what have you, we only took a small amount of money out with us. So I took €10 in a little purse, and our room key was in it. And Carol did the same. She just had my friend's called Carol. She just had a little purse with €10 in it. She had a little bag round her, but I had one of those with a wrist strap, purse with a wrist strap. And we got back to the hotel, beautiful hotel, and we sat outside. We'd ordered a couple of drinks, and I had literally taken the purse off my wrist. As I'm sitting down, put it on the table. No sooner, I thought it was the waiter coming in the corner of my eye. I thought it was the waiter coming with our drinks. This guy came up. I thought it was the waiter bending down at the table, and he snatched my purse and ran. Well, for a second or two, I thought, what what's happening? Waitress took my purse, but he wasn't the waiter. Within a split second, my friend, who was about 4 years older than me, we were in the 50s, and she jumped up and she set off running, chasing him. And she even jumped over a bush that separated two hotels, a bush about 2 feet off the ground. She leapt over that and she carried on, and I couldn't stop laughing. I could not stop laughing because she was very quiet with Carol till you riled her. And and I'm shouting, Carol, don't bother, he's not worth it. Because I had visions of him pulling a knife on her or something. Anyway, she didn't catch him, of course, he were only a young lad. So she come back, she was fuming. We both were, but I couldn't stop laughing at her running after this thief. And we went into, I said, Carol, there's only €10 in it, let it go. But he had the room key as well, so which was soon sorted because we went into reception and they just give us another key and cancelled that one. So this is what I was telling this lady, and it brought Carol back to mind, and we were so close. We went on holiday together to Benidorm, we went to Greece, I think we went to Spain as well, another part of Spain at some point. I think we've been on 3 holidays together. We went to concerts, we went to a Shania Twain concert in Manchester, and on the way back we hit a snowstorm, and it was pelting down with snow, and it was coming at us. It were a proper snowstorm. We couldn't do all but laugh, but we had so many good laughs and memories. And then in about 2011 we had a bit of a disagreement about girls. My daughter and her daughter had fallen out over something, which we fell out, but not fell out and had a big row or anything. We just stopped speaking. And Carol was a neighbour as well. She lived round the corner. I really missed her. And then somebody told me, have you heard, Carol's moving, her house was for sale, and they moved. And I had no idea where they went at that point. And I thought, well, that's it, we'll never be friends again. And it was sad. And somebody said she'd gone to live in Blackpool, St Anne's, which she was from originally, which was understandable. But her daughter never left Preston. But I never saw her to say, how's your mum, how's your dad? And because we were all friends, me and Alan and Carol and her husband. And I never saw her daughter in all these years. And then I was telling this lady about this Benidorm trip. It brought Carol back to my mind. And for some unknown reason, yesterday I went onto Facebook. You know, it suggests friends of friends. Her daughter was a mutual friend of one of mine, but this friend of mine had only just become a friend of mine on Facebook, a young lass that does eyebrows and eyelashes and what have you. And it came up with mutual friends. Carol's daughter were one of them. So I messaged her and I just asked, how you love? How's your mum and dad doing? Oh, I think about them all the time and all this. And she messaged me back a lovely message. She still lives in Preston. But she said, my mum would love to hear from you. Can I give you your number? And I said, of course you can. Of course you can. I'd love to hear from her. So no sooner had I given Laura the number. It's her daughter's name, sorry, Laura. The number. I got a message from Carol. And that's all we've done since yesterday afternoon, is message backwards and forwards. Laughing, only in texts, but laughing, putting laughing emojis. And we're right back to what we used to be. But now she lives quite a way away. She lives near Crewe in Cheshire. They got a bungalow and she lives in a little village, which is what she always